I took my time yesterday to go and watch Ifunanya's story from beginning to the end. At least up till now, I know she hasn't posted anything except she posted now. And one takeout for me is, I have so many. Number one is, Ifunanya has a personal relationship with God. Like, she knows God for herself. Her relationship with God is not based on my church, my parents are Christians, my parents are workers in the church, this is how our church people do it. You wear long skirts, you tie your hair, you pay tithes, Ifunanya had a personal relationship with God. Like, she was working closely with God, and that was what helped Ifunanya. Because let me tell us, some people, number one, would have been scared when she came and saw what was happening. If Ifunanya didn't have a personal relationship with God, maybe she would have gone to see all these fake ministers, fake men of God, prophets and prophetess that are everywhere, and they would have confused and messed up the journey for her. But because she understood God, she knows God for herself, she heard God, she had the backing of God. That was one of the things that helped Ephoniah. Personal relationship with God, not because every other person is a Christian, I must be a Christian, people are born again. She had a personal relationship with God. I was reading comments and I saw people were saying, hey, Ephoniah, this your Holy Spirit is too much. If it's me, I would have acted this way, I would have acted. That is the work of the Holy Spirit. You cannot be working with the Holy Spirit and you will not look foolish. That was why you were listening to the story, you will see where Ephoniah will say, when you were expecting her to act, she will not act, because Holy Spirit will say, hold on, girl, it's not time to walk. But in the eyes of physical man, carnal man, you want to act. Like, for example, when she came in for the first time and she saw her dad for the first time in that critical condition, a lot of people were saying, I wouldn't have left my father there, I would have carried him. See, if Ifunanya was not working with the Holy Spirit and maybe immediately she saw the father, she carried the father, you think that those men that Ifunanya was in fight with, they are ordinary people, that auntie, they are not ordinary people. Those people are not, they would have projected something or made something, the man would just pass, the man would just go, and the case would just turn around and now be that Ifunanya came, picked the father and ended the father's life. But because Ifunanya was working with the Holy Spirit, she did not act for her own. She waited for instruction at every certain time. She did not act according to her own. When you are expecting her to act, she will go back and say, Holy Spirit, what will I do? That's the work of the Holy Spirit. You will look foolish, but you will always win battle. See, if you take out Holy Spirit in your journey of life, you might be doing it. People will be saying, yes, you are doing it. Yes, action. But at the end, you will see that you have messed up everything. Because the people you are fighting are not physical people. But when you are working with the Holy Spirit, He knows the people you are working with. He knows when to say, yes, I know in the eyes of men, this might make sense, but in my eyes, it's not. Chill. And that was what helped Ephoniah. One thing I want to say, Ifunanya looked foolish in some, things she said when some people were expecting her to act, to do this. That is the work of the Holy Spirit. When you are working with the Holy Spirit, sometimes you will just look foolish. Holy Spirit is that gentle spirit that you will have misunderstanding with somebody. You are not at fault. That person is the person that came for you, made it. Holy Spirit will say, go and speak with this person. Be the first person to go and talk to them. Be the first person to go and apologize. That is the work of the Holy Spirit. Forget about all these things we do now. Immediately people are going to church, carrying Bible, covering up, doing this. You feel that they are Christians. Christianity, being born again, is having a personal relationship with God. And for me, that was what helped Ephoniah. Personal relationship with God, and she walked with the Holy Spirit at every given time. She did not act in her own way when we were expecting her to walk, to talk, to finish, to scatter everywhere. Holy Spirit will say, calm down, because He knows the beginning and He knows the end. So guys, if you did not learn anything from this story, learn that being a child of God involves having a personal relationship with God, and that when you are working with the Holy Spirit, sometimes you will look foolish, but at the end you will get results. Didn't you see how at every time, even when her action looks foolish, wasn't making sense, she was crushing her goal, she was outsmarting them? That's the work of Holy Spirit. Let us all give him chance. It might not be easy, because Holy Spirit will tell you, go and do this, go and do that. But at the end, you will be glad you allowed him to take over your life. I'm so grateful. I learned a lot from this story. So share with me what you learned in the comment section. I've had this in my heart since today, and I decided to come and share some lessons I learned from Ifunanya's case and her battle and everything. For now, bye.